Morning, everyone. My name is Suzette McQueen. I'm the Senior Associate Commissioner for External Relations with the CIAA. We'd like to welcome you and thank you for coming to our 2020 CIAA tournament event as we celebrate 75 years of CIAA basketball. We are pleased to present this year's event at Bojangles, Charlotte's first Coliseum. Our special guests include Honorable Julie Iselt, Charlotte Mayor Pro Tem, CIAA Commissioner Jackie McWilliams, Tom Murray, Charlotte Regional Visitors Authority CEO, Johnson C. Smith University President Clarence Armbruster, and Athletic Director and Head Men's Basketball Coach Stephen Joyner Sr. They will be giving remarks today, followed by a short Q&A. We also have several special guests here with us today. Nevin Capel, who is our Diversity and Inclusion Consultant, Manny and Tracy Ahome, co-founders of Samaritan's Feet, Robert Vaughn, who has been with the CIAA for a long time, Coach, Hall of Famer, and he's here celebrating our 75 years with us this year. And we have two student athletes from Johnson C. Smith, who will also be available after the press conference to speak for interviews. So to get things started, I'd like to bring in another guest that we have here today, a special guest, Mayor Vi Lyles, if you wanted to give a quick remarks to the she's fine? Okay. So at this time, I will pass it off to Julie to speak to the audience. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm excited to be here this morning. It's really an honor to help kick off the 75th year of the CIAA tournament and the 15th year here in Charlotte. So Mayor Lyles and I are here this morning and to acknowledge how special this event is for our community. The tournament has been a cornerstone of Charlotte for the past 14 years, and we're very proud to be the headquarters to the nation's oldest African American athletic conference. So while we're pretty sad to say goodbye to it, we want to acknowledge what a great partnership this has been for Charlotte and what an impact it has had on our community. Last year's tournament had an estimated economic impact of over $43 million, and that includes $25 million in direct spend from the more than 75,000 fans that come here for this multi-day event to enjoy not just basketball, but other activities as well. The CIAA community-focused events are, as I said, an important part of this. I've always enjoyed the brunch that lifts up female athletes. I just think it's really, really important to lift up student athletes, especially our female athletes. No offense, guys, but you guys do get lifted up lots. But some of the other activities are the Minority Business Symposium, which engage over 200 entrepreneurs and business leaders. And we have over 6,000 area high school and middle school students that get to participate in the STEM Day activities. So Charlotte is ready to kick off this tournament, and our city leadership is dedicated to making sure that this is another great year for this event and that everyone who comes to our city has a great experience in being here. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our CIAA Commissioner, Ms. Jackie Williams. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Iselt, and thanks to the entire administration and the CRVA for your support. It's always nice to come here and just talk about the CIAA. This is such an amazing time to celebrate who we are and what we are in this community. 75 years of basketball means a lot. When I look at Coach Vaughn's, I just get sometimes a little emotional. If you have time to talk to him, he tells the stories as if it happened yesterday. The 1946 first tournament, he remembered that, and that's historic. I also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge our sponsors who joined us today. Lou Yarborough from Nationwide, you're always on our side. Garland Scarborough and Patrick Sullivan from Food Lion, our most invaluable players, and all of our partners who continue to support us, to assist us, and to allow our student athletes to play the game, scholarships, and to activate great excellence for our fans and family members. I also like to salute a familiar faces in the audience, including Robert Chadwick. He has been doing our ball boy, ball girl program It's probably been over 1,000, 2,000 kids that have been a part of CIAA, and he tracks them. He knows where they are. So I look forward to the continued celebration of seeing some of those return, but even the young people who get to serve during the tournament by wiping the floors and shaking hands and taking photos. It's such an excellent time to see our young people be exposed to the CIAA. And Chadwick also is a CIAA baby. His father, I believe, was in the Hall of Fame, and he played for Coach Vaughn. So that's how this is. There's a lot of tradition and history. As Mayor Pro Tem Islett said today, it's about history. It's about opportunity. It's about dreams. I'm living out my dreams as the first female African-American commissioner. It was my dream to be in this position, and CIAA made that happen. We're honored to usher in 75-year anniversary and a new era of CIAA today in Charlotte, our home for the past 14 years, and this is our headquarters since 2015. So I want to introduce you, if you haven't seen our video for the 75th anniversary, and pull out your tissue, because I might, but it's a very, very warm, heartfelt video that was produced by our team and an outside consulting group. We're celebrating 75 years of this tournament. There's so much history from this conference. CIAA basketball was strong. It's always had strength. We need to know the history and see where this conference has been able to take us and give us opportunities.
And a shutout they do. Haywood gets it on there, and it's on its way.
Basketball has been something that we've been able to hang our hat on to point to our accomplishments.
John B. McClendon and his friends put $500 together and they started this event. So what you had was you took nothing and you made it out into something.
Oh, wow. This is a program. It basically gives history of the first CIAA basketball tournament.
We are the CIAA, and when you talk about the CIAA, no matter where you are, individuals can relate to that.
It serves a need. It's given them an opportunity that they would not normally have met to play.
For many of us, if it wasn't for the CIAA, I don't know if I would have got to play the game I love. Just think 75 years ago when this tournament started, there were no women that were even seen, not even playing the game. We're celebrating 75 years of basketball, but we're going to celebrate the women in that too.
We're teaching our student athletes about life. We're involving them in a family atmosphere.
You playing basketball, you gotta set yourself with a high standard, and people's looking at you. You gotta know how to carry yourself like you're a leader.
I want them to thrive. I want them to see that whether they're a person of color or not, that they have the opportunity to be their best.
This is my home now. The CIAA was there for me when nobody else was, so I wouldn't abandon it and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
All dreams are possible coming to Historically Black College. I think there are people that nurture dreams, and I think that's key.
CIAA tournament is what America should be about. Great success story that if you come and you work and you give something to someone and it helps somebody else, good things can happen.
What hasn't changed though is the history and the love of this conference. I think we all can say it has meant the world to our communities and families. I love this conference. So as you can see, the CIAA has great success. There's a lot of stories that haven't been told, and we continue to try to tell them. We continue to build on that legacy of success in this year in Charlotte. We anticipate over 150,000 people will join us for this tournament and championship games. Ticket sales and hotel reservations have gone up. All of the ticket programs that we have been successful. And in honor of the 75th anniversary, we're committed to work in this community like we always have with our diversity and inclusion program. This year, we're cultivating in a part of our inclusion, a sense of belonging. That's been our theme all year. We'll look forward to the middle school education, the STEM day, over 2,700 students, plus just for high school day have signed up, and we have a waiting list of about 2,600. So we got a lot of youth that will have benefit from the CIAA. I love when we see parents and they see us in CIAA outfits, and a parent says, if it wasn't for the CIAA coming here, my daughter wouldn't have went to XY University in your conference. So we know we're making impact. We're waiting. The benefits and opportunities for your sponsors, they're here. We provide great access and opportunities. There's an opportunity for your students to apply to any of our CIAA schools. We said HBCUs, but I'm saying CIAA schools. We want them to be a part of what we are, a sense of belonging. So over the past 5 years, we've also provided over 3,500 pairs of shoes to children through our Samaritan's Feet program. I just love Samaritan's Feet and all that you do. I have the pleasure to serve on their board and just be a part of what I see real time every day of lives being changed through shoes. And that's what happens with CIAA basketball. It's the core of the game that allows, a core of sport that allows us to come together and really make impact in our community. Samaritan's Feet has also partnered with some of our member institutions. I have to say Virginia State University just received the Division II Award of Excellence at our national convention in California for distributing over 300 pairs of shoes at an elementary school in their community that I got to be a part of, and it was amazing. So we're here to help you, Manny and Tracy, to reach that million goal of distributing 1 million shoes this year in 2020, and so we'll do all we can to support those efforts. So this year, for our free Toyota Fan Fest, did you hear free? We like free performances, step shows, cheerleading competition, the crowning of Miss CIAA. We've added a family reunion favorite, the Spades tournament, with a pot of $2,000 if you win. I can't play, but I would win. So bring your family and friends for another great year of CIAA basketball tournament. There's so much for everybody. Because we value the business community, you've heard, we have our business symposium. There's vending at Fan Fest and in the Spectrum. We really want to make sure that we include our minority women business-owned and small businesses to have an opportunity to be a part of this great tournament. So as you can see, there's something really for everyone. No matter what age you are, you have a part to be a part of this conference. It has sustained us for 75 years. This tournament has allowed us to grow. It has allowed us to give back to our member institutions in a way that you can't even explain to those who are not a part of it. So be part of the legacy. We want a sold-out arena, so we need you to fill the tickets. Wouldn't it be lovely to fill that arena and sell it out in Charlotte in our 15th year for our host institution, Johnson C. Smith University? So when you call and ask what can you do, buy tickets. Our partnership with Charlotte has shown us that by working together, good things can happen for our CIAA conference, for our city and for our community. This tournament is hard work, but it's work we love, and we're really, really good at it. I'm blessed to have my amazing team. Raise your hand. I have to acknowledge, raise your hands, team. They strive to live out this mission every day. Our hashtag this year is We Serve. And we're lucky to work with a wonderful team of CRVA throughout the city, including Tom Murray, my colleague, my friend, who gives his staff the liberty to help us do great work. And so thank you, Tom. This city and mayor, you guys are true champions of the CIAA. And we're glad to be a part of this city. We're glad our headquarters are here, and we're looking forward to an amazing 75th anniversary here in Charlotte in about 30 days. Thank you.
Wow, what an honor it is to be called your friend. I've enjoyed these last 15 years working together, or at least for us, it's been now 8. And I'm just so honored as a city and as a visitor authority to be part of the 75th anniversary. It's been really great watching how this tournament has evolved over the last 15 years and how we've grown, how we've become one team hosting this tournament every year. We've been really inspired when we see the CIAA fans and their dedication to the student athletes and their pride in upholding the HBCU traditions. The tournament benefits Charlotte as well as the CIAA. The event has accounted for an estimated $600 million in economic impact during its time in Charlotte. And that includes $370 million in direct visitor spending over the last 14 years. By the end of the 15th year of the tournament, the city, the county, and the CRVA will have contributed nearly $17 million in scholarships for the student athletes. And this has really positively affected the community as well, the fans and the alumni through civic engagement, both inside and outside our competition venue. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce to you the president of Johnson C. Smith, President Ambrister Clay.
Well, good morning. Spades, do y'all play whist down here? I think we need to get a whist tournament somewhere up in here, but spades. Gin rummy, okay, anyway. Hearts, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have started that. It really has been a pleasure for Johnson C. Smith University to serve as the host institution for the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association basketball tournament for the last 14 years. We have been proud to welcome the student athletes, coaches, administrators, students, alumni, and fans of our fellow CIAA institution. Serving as your host has allowed us to showcase the brand of Southern hospitality and big city excitement for which Charlotte is known. Those who've attended the tournament annually have watched the Queen City grow over the last 14 years. I'm pleased to say that this tournament has helped spur the city's growth by contributing, as you just heard, almost 2/3 of $1 billion to the local economy since 2006. Clearly, the CIAA tournament has been one of the economic, sports, and cultural jewels in the Queen City's crown. Johnson C. Smith University has excelled on and off the basketball court during the time the tournament has called Charlotte its home. Our students gain valuable experience through internships which have allowed them to experience all facets of the tournament. Coaches and alumni were inducted into the CIAA Hall of Fame, including Coach Stephen Joyner Sr., from whom you'll hear shortly, who is currently the winningest active basketball coach in the CIAA. Go ahead, Coach. And Dr. Dorothy Kauser Yancey, the first woman to serve as president, on whose shoulders I stand, of JCSU, and a former president of the CIAA Boards of Directors. As the host institution, our students, faculty, and staff have been afforded the unique opportunity to extend teaching and learning beyond the classroom, working in conjunction with the CIAA staff and the Charlotte Regional Visitors Authority staff to make this tournament the envy of athletic conferences and cities across the nation. In addition, we have helped serve the community by collaborating with the other CIAA institutions to volunteer with nonprofits like Samaritan's Feet, to provide new shoes for children in Billingsville Elementary School, and by visiting schools to interact with elementary, middle, and high school students. We have hosted the cheer teams and student leaders from across the CIAA on our campus for service projects at our award-winning Sustainability Village in partnership with the Toyota Green Initiative. In 2016, we held a leadership summit on campus for the student body presidents to exchange ideas, forge bonds for collaboration among our campuses, and foster friendships, lifelong friendships that are the hallmark of our collective CIAA family. At the end of an exciting week of basketball competition, we will crown the women's and men's conference championship, hoping it's going to be a Golden Bowl. And JCU has won the crown 4 times since 2006. We won the men's championship in 2008, both the men's and women's championships in 2009, and the women's championship in 2017. And I've been promised a ring at some point in my near future. The Kappa chapter of Zeta Phi Beta sorority proved they are finer when they won the 2015 CIAA Step Show, and you heard it's free. Did y'all hear free this year, right? This year will be my 3rd CIAA tournament as president of Johnson C. Smith. Boy, how time flies. And I have experienced some unforgettable moments. I will never forget the trip our Golden Bulls men's team made to the finals in my first year in 2018. Or last year's 2 thrilling buzzer beaters on consecutive nights in 2019. here in Bojangles Arena. On behalf of the presidents, 12 presidents and chancellors of the CIAA member institutions who comprise the CIAA Board of Directors, I am honored to say thank you for the 14 wonderful years to the elected officials, business community, government leaders, community leaders, and great people of the city of Charlotte. Student athletes, alumni, and fans have made lifetime memories here. This tournament and the city have grown together, and we will forever be fond of each other because of our shared success. Even though the tournament is leaving, we really invite you individually to return to the Queen City anytime, because we have great recreation, dining, entertainment, shopping, an outstanding mayor and leadership here in City Council, and an exemplary HBCU named Johnson C. Smith University. Shameless plug. Please know that Johnson C. Smith and the City of Charlotte stand ready to serve as hosts in the future, should that be the collective desire of the conference. Before we let go of our host status and pass it on to our friends at Bowie State University, I do want to thank the city, the CIAA, and everyone at Johnson C. Smith University for working together for the past 14 years to show that what it means to be CIAA for life. To say we will miss serving as a host institution is an understatement, but we know the city of Baltimore is prepared to welcome us to the next chapter in the CIAA basketball tournament's history. We wish you well as you launch us into the next 75 years. Now, we all know the CIAA basketball tournament has been and remains one of the most successful events in all of college sports. The conference and this tournament are steeped in basketball history. It is my pleasure and honor to bring one of the legends who embodies CIAA for life to the podium. Stephen Joyner Sr. has been part of nearly half of the tournament's 75-year history. First as a star point guard on the Golden Bulls team, and now as the, quote, Dean of CIAA basketball coaches, which he is affectionately called, I'm told, Coach. I didn't know that. Please welcome Stephen Joyner Sr., JCUS Director of Athletics and Men's Basketball Head Coach.
Well, good afternoon. I'm very excited about being here to just speak to you a little bit about the student-athlete experience and what the CIAA means to our students. But this conference is a highly recognized conference, not only in Division II, but the NCAA Division I and here in America. Folks know about the CIAA. And that's because of folks who came before us, like legendary coach Bobby Vaughn. We talk about CIAA for life. I'll tell you about my life. I had an uncle in Norfolk. He was a big booster, Jimmy George, who Bobby knows very, very well. And I was a student athlete here at Johnson C. Smith, and we went up to play Norfolk State and then over to play Elizabeth City. And my uncle said, well, yeah, I'll be down there tomorrow. I'm coming down to see Bobby. I said, Bobby who? He said, I'm coming down to see Bobby Vaughn's team. That's my guy. I recognized then we were a big family, a huge family. My uncle then passed sometime after that. And who was the person who I saw at the funeral? Bobby Vaughn. I knew again that we were a family, a huge family. Each time we go up to Elizabeth City State University, I take my players. There's a building, a whole building up there named after him. And there's huge trophy cases out there of all the Elizabeth City greats. And one student athlete that comes to mind is Mike Gale. Mike Gale played for Coach Vaughn and went on and starred for many, many years with the NBA San Antonio Spurs, was just an outstanding student athlete. In fact, the CIAA over the years has supplied the NBA with a number of outstanding players, from Bobby Dandridge to Earl Monroe. We can just go on an endless list and talk about it. I heard the word teaching and learning. We look at coaches, look at our position as a teaching position. Everybody who exists in the collegiate environment is a teacher of sort. We're just in a non-traditional classroom. Most time it's a big gymnasium, but it's learning that we're trying to impart, to try in 4 short years, to try to get these student athletes prepared to participate in a global society and take their positions. So when we come to the tournament, we're getting close to that end. And that's what we're looking at. It's the final test. Are they ready? What else can we do to get them ready? You see, they may go out and score points. They may go out and win games, but how do they handle themselves? You know, is the experience good enough? When they get an opportunity to meet the mayor and other elected officials, you know, it's just a part of their education, their experience. CIAA has been great about that, providing that experience for student athletes to help get them ready. Charlotte has been in the forefront of that. We came together, we created an environment, an experience that is next to none to any NCAA Division II conference, Division I conference in America. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the official portion of the programming. If there are any questions, we have about 10 minutes for Q&A. If you have a question, we have microphones available on either side of the room. Just indicate your outlet, your name, and the question, how you would like it directed to a particular individual or just for the group to answer. Any questions?
Eric Spanberg at the Business Journal. President Armbruster, you mentioned that you would stand ready to host again. So for you or the commissioner or Tom, at what point would you think, if it was going to happen again, at what point would it become a relevant conversation in terms of bidding again?
I think what we're going to do is make sure that we have 3 great years in Baltimore. We have an agreement, at least for that term, and we're looking forward to having 3 great years. But at some point in the future, maybe, you know, I don't know when, if it's at the end of that 3 years or another, there may be an opportunity to come back. And I'm sure if and when that decision is going to be made, this city, under the leadership that we have, would be prepared to make sure that we're ready to take a look at that. But I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. I'm looking forward to going to Baltimore. Our staffs are starting to work on the logistics of that. We, for the first time, have to consider that in the first time in 15 years, so it's some planning that we have to do with that. So we're really looking forward to going to Baltimore, and the Baltimore team has been great in terms of their outreach to us, and so we're really excited about that.
Eric, so we'll have a process as we did in this process. So again, we'll get through this year. We'll focus on this year. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about transition, but we're going to try to stay as focused as we can on just celebrating our student athletes here and what Charlotte has been to us. But after that, we'll be full cranking, and then probably in 2022 or 23, we'll start the bid cycle again. Oh yes. This is home. We're not real Charlotteans, but we're claiming it. Yeah. But yes, this is home. So, and we appreciate the opportunity for us to make this home. It makes sense, our host institution, and we're in proximity to all of our schools. So it's been great. Are there other questions?
Good morning, Sherry Belfield, Johnson C. Smith University. This one is for you, Coach Joyner. I was wondering if you can talk about how it felt in 2009 to win the men's and women's basketball tournament in front of a home audience for our student athletes and for you as an alum.
Once again, Charlotte is home. I've spent the majority of my adult life here, not only as a student, but certainly working for Johnson C. Smith University, and for our student athletes to be as accomplished as they were in 2008 and 2009. Then our women's team came back in 2017 under Coach Joyner Jr., and they won the championship that particular year. So we're going to miss Charlotte, without a doubt. We're going to miss Charlotte. We think it has been a great experience for everybody associated with the CIAA, and in particular with Johnson C. Smith University. It's just been a great relationship. So it was outstanding for us.
If there are no further questions, that concludes our press conference. If you're interested in any particular one-on-one interviews, we'll have a couple locations throughout the space. Just meet us up front, any media outlets that may want to have those one-on-one conversations, and we do have our special guests as well that would be available for comments. So thank you everyone for coming. We'll see you in about 30 days. Thank you.